guys, and I'm Jules.
And we are Fia J and Jules.
Revealed.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys.
So today we are talking about expectations in your partner.
Indeed we are.
So we'll talk about it from our own perspectives, and we want you to take from it what you wish. You may be in a relationship, in a partnership, or be married or divorced. So we'll talk about it from our own perspectives, and you take from it what you wish.
Yeah, so how we're going to do, we have set up a fun format. So what we're going to do is each of us individually are going to pick out one expectation, and we're going to discuss it together. So, you know, we thought we'd bring a bit of a fun element so you guys can enjoy. So I'm going to start off by mixing up the bowl. So I can mix properly.
Just so you guys know, we've actually only got 12 in our bowl, but we do have a list of 15, but there were a few that were quite explanatory. So we've just got 12 in the bowl that we're going to pick from.
Yeah. So I'm going to hand it over to Fia J to pick first. And what will she pick? Go ahead.
Take up a bit more.
Check it out.
Right, so I've got one.
Yeah.
I would just say that all these expectations, Jules and I both fully endorse. We sat down with the list together, and every single one of them we both agreed on. There wasn't one where I thought, or you thought, We both agreed on them, so we actually had no troubles choosing our list.
Yes,
so definitely. I'll see what I've picked out first, and it is ambitious.
What a great one to start off with.
The few pointers that we put down are: be the best you, want to push yourself, don't just settle, and strive for success. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I honestly think ambition is a very important thing. If you are with someone who's ambitious, I guess that can push you a little bit more to be more ambitious in yourself and try to further your self, I guess. I'm going to quickly go into a previous relationship I was in. I was with a guy, and I felt like he was very, very ambitious. Like, he had ideas, business plans, and everything he wanted to do. But when it came to actually putting the action into it, it was complete silence. And I didn't quite understand that. You know, you have dreams, you have aspirations, you want to get somewhere in life, but you're not actually putting the effort in. And I think it's very, very important for me to have a partner who is very ambitious. So when it comes to, you know, work, your career, you know, even just like your expectations as well, you know, being ambitious in what you want in life, I think is very, very important. But that's how I feel.
The only thing I would add is I had a similar relationship, but I won't go into too much detail because you've already spoken about yours. But what I would add is that I'm very ambitious in myself, and I wouldn't want a partner who's just going to sit around and do nothing or want nothing better for himself. I've always said I wouldn't really want my partner to be a bin man or a dustbin man, or, you know, some kind of street cleaner. But if he was, if that's what his career was, and I love this man, you know, we're going to be together forever, he just better be the best goddamn bin man.
Exactly.
Or the best street cleaner that he can be. You know, if there's some kind of competition, some kind of league, be #1 bin man.
Definitely.
Just be the best thing that you can be. I mean, that's not what I want in my partner, but just be the best that you can be.
Now, I'm not asking, sorry to kind of come back on it really quickly, I'm not asking, again, like Fia J said, we're not asking, you know, for someone to be a dustbin man. It's whatever that person, you know, aspires to. And if they can aspire to it to the point where they believe in themselves, that it's going to take them very far, then that alone is enough. You know, I'm not expecting, you know, my future partner to be a CEO of a company. No, you know, if...
It'd be nice.
Exactly, you know, a bit of moolah. But, you know, if it doesn't happen and he's an assistant, you best damn well be the best assistant you can be to your boss. You know what I mean? That counts for me. And if you see yourself getting somewhere, it's just knowing what your future is and knowing that you can get to that point in your life where you want to move up. That's enough for me. So yeah.
Be the best you.
Exactly.
Because we're going to be the best us.
Definitely. So yeah.
Next one?
Yeah.
It's your turn to pick, isn't it?
It is. I'm going to hand that over to you.
Give it a mix.
Give it a mix. I'm going to make sure I'm going deep down. Okay. So what do I have? Wow. I think we both thought this was very, very important. And this one is a God-fearing man. I'm just going to quickly read the points that we have. A spiritual relationship with God. To what level? a spiritual growth together, and choice of church. So I'm going to go into this a bit more. And for me, a God-fearing man is very, very important. I consider myself a Christian, and I hope my future partner would also be a Christian. So it's important that their relationship with God is right. I think it's very important, like we all talk about going to church, and I believe that church is a significant key to your relationship with God. But if you don't have that relationship with God, I feel like that is missing. How is it that you can have a relationship with me when you don't have a relationship with God? And I think that's the number one thing. Just being able to spiritually have an understanding, know the word. Now, I'm not expecting my future partner to be a pastor up in the church preaching on the pillar, you know, like God said, for God so loved the world. No, I'm not expecting that. What I believe is that once your relationship is right with God, you know, we are able to build a relationship together with God as well. So, you know, when you do come across difficult situations, you know not to go to a person first, you know, to go to God and trust in God to handle that situation for you. So I think it's definitely important, you know, to have a relationship with God.
The only thing that we were talking about a few days ago was that the relationship can't be undercover. Like, we don't want our partners to be afraid of their relationship with God, or embarrassed to talk about it. I would love my partner to pray in front of me daily. It shouldn't be a thing where we go to our separate rooms, or we go to our separate areas of the house and pray separately, or he's ashamed to talk about certain things. It should be a very, very open relationship with God that we both have, individually and together as a partnership.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And also, just like, I know I was in a relationship and I felt like I was a bit lost with my relationship with God, and I'm not expecting the man to build me up. I wasn't expecting my partner to build me up. But I think when you are in a relationship with someone who has the similar kind of relationship with God, I guess it's kind of like it gives you a spark to want to, you know, build your relationship with God, and, you know, kind of read your Bible daily and kind of pray. But when I was in the relationship I was in, it was kind of like the guy kind of made fun of me that I went to church, and that is a no-no. It's like you're bringing me down, and you shouldn't. No man should bring you down for what you believe in, or, you know, your faith. You should be with someone who has similar faith to you. You know, the mere fact that you don't have that for me would be a problem in my relationship. So I think it's very, very important for us, especially myself, to have a man or a partner who is a God-fearing man and has a spiritual relationship with God. So yeah.
I mean, the key thing is an open relationship, a comfortable relationship. I think a lot of people are afraid to voice their relationship with God.
Yeah, definitely.
Should we move on to the next one?
Of course, yeah.
I think it's my turn to pick. I keep losing track, but I think it's my turn.
Yeah, it is.
I'm so excited about the expectations.
We have so many good ones out there.
Yeah, it's a good one. They're all good.
Yeah, it's a bit chunky.
Support in every sense of the word. So the key points that we wrote down under support were work and career struggles, listen to me, accept our differences, be interested in what I'm interested in, and working together. Shall I go first?
Of course, yeah.
I think support is really, really important in a relationship. You need to be able to support me. I want to be able to support you, and then we can grow together. And I'm talking about all different types of support. So it could be support in my work life, in my social life, with my family, with my friends. I would like a partner who supports me, understands me, listens to me, and I will do the exact same thing for my partner. I think you're not in it separately. You're not in it in competition with each other.
Definitely.
You're not in it together. So I was in a relationship with someone, my previous relationship, and he didn't have any family. Long story, I won't go into that now. But I tried to be his biggest support in his life, support him in every way that I knew that I could. So I would support him in his work, I would support him in his personal life, in his social life. And actually, he used to hold, what's a better word for raves? Entertainment nights.
Okay.
And you know what? Let's be real. He held raves.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
And I would make sure that if I went to one of his functions, I'd make sure I had on my best dress, my hair was done, my nails were done, I wear my best shoes. Not because I wanted to go there and attract attention, but I wanted to go there and support my partner, make him proud to have me there at his side. So it doesn't have to be in the work environment or, you know, in the family. It can just be something as simple as in your social life. So I believe that support is really, really important, and it has to work 2 ways.
I think for me this is quite similar to ambition. Reason being is that I say, you know, I kind of look at it in a sense where I'm going to support you. Whatever dreams or aspirations you have, I'm going to support you. And you know, whether it's work, whether it's social, whether it's your career struggles, I feel as a partner, it's one of my roles to support you in everything you do. Again, going back to a previous relationship I was in, you know, I felt like I was constantly supporting him, and I was saying to him, look, I know what the situation is at hand, you know, you're financially not there, but don't feel like because I am financially stable that it's an issue. And I'm not trying to generalize men, but it felt like it was a pride thing, like it was a problem that I paid for stuff. It was a problem that I was doing this. It was a problem. But no, look at it. I felt like he should have looked at it as a way of support. Like I was supporting him.
Totally agree with you.
Because I know in the long run, when that time comes where you are financially stable and we are both in it together, you are going to look after me. I'm looking at it on a future basis. I'm not looking at it in the here and the now. And for me, for him, that was a problem. You're doing this or you're paying for that. And you know, it's kind of like, I haven't complained to you. If I complain to you, then it becomes an issue, but I haven't complained. So therefore, take it as, Jules, you're looking after me, you know, for the meantime. So it's very, very important that there's support from both partners.
Can I just come back on that story? I've actually got an example which is totally the flip side of your situation, in your relationship you spoke about. In my previous relationship, I earned more money than he did, and he knew that. And I think there was one point where it became a problem, and we spoke about it. And since that day, it never became a problem. He totally understood it. I was there for him. I never pushed it in his face. I was never overbearing. I knew my place, and we spoke about it the one time, dealt with it, and it never was a problem after that.
Yeah, that was probably my issue that we didn't talk about it, but you know, it was just clear to see that there was a lot of pride there.
Yeah,
and
it's a
you know,
thing.
he felt like as the man, you know, when we do go out, he felt like, oh, you know, I should be paying for everything. But
I think it's quite common nowadays that a lot of females tend to earn more than their partners, and I just guess it depends on the individual relationship how they deal with it. Really, for me, it was an issue, and then we cleared it. But for you, it seems like it was an issue.
And it was never spoken about, and it just became something that was kind of, you know, in their spirit, and I could tell from that it became a problem just from their actions. You know, not even that they necessarily had to vocally say it out, but it was from their actions that it became a problem. But you know,
move on to the next one.
Yeah, why not? Is it my turn to pick? I think it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I lose track.
Why are we like this? It's not like we've been speaking forever to the point where it's like, what were we doing 2 minutes ago? So I'm just going to pick the one at the top. Okay, this one's an interesting one. This one is, accept my position as your partner and not as your wife. We've got a couple of points under there with being a team, both in it together, and roles of husband and wife.
Sorry, Jules, that just says... Can I just repeat this one just for you? So it's accept my position as your partner, not just as your wife.
Oh, I do apologise.
No worries. Shall I kick off on this one?
Yeah.
So I am happy. Well, I would like to be the woman, the wife, the family woman in my relationship. That's what I want to be. I want to have a full-time job, 9 to 5, or whatever the hours are. Also, come home, cook, clean, look after the children, make sure everything in the home is looking great. I absolutely want that role in my relationship.
Yeah.
However, I want my man to accept me as his partner, not just as his wife who's at home, who does all these things. So I want him to appreciate what I'm doing, but see it as a partnership, not just a husband, wife, husband has his role, woman has her roles. I feel that is how my marriage would be, in that I would have my role, but accept me as your partner. It comes back to the thing of support, and a few more that are in the basket which intertwine with this. But I just feel that it's all about partnership, being a team, being in it together. It just helps your relationship to grow.
Yeah. And I'm just going to quickly go into the point of the roles of husband and wife and being a team. I think a lot of people, and sorry, apologies if I'm generalizing, but a lot of the times, you know, it's kind of like, it's deemed that, you know, wife are the ones that cook in the kitchen, you know, that's all we do, we cook. Even though we go to work 9 to 5, we come home, we cook, we look after the children. But that isn't always the case. I think because we've become such a modern kind of generation, you know, you've got husbands that are stay-at-home dads nowadays. You know, I think that, you know, things are changing around. And, you know, once in a while, I would love my partner to come home. I come home from work exhausted, and my partner's up in the kitchen cooking me some jollof rice and stew. You know what I mean? That would make me one happy lady. If that is the case, that would make me very, very happy. You know, for my partner to do that, for my partner to think ahead and know that I know my partner's going to come home and she's going to be exhausted. Let me do something for her that lightens the load. And I think a lot of the time that there is teamwork. Or just knowing, you know, your partner is doing something or has something planned. And just kind of just taking that, being a step ahead is very, very important. Just considering their feelings, you know, knowing, you know, that they might need something and just dealing with it. And just
think, sorry?
Yeah.
You said something about being a step ahead, and it just brought something into my head. A lot of these things that we're saying are things you do in the workplace. So at work, I have to think ahead all of the time, and I'm sure you do in your role as well.
You know, using your initiative, but it's a prime example.
But I feel that just because we do that at work and we're getting paid for it, also when you come home and do those same things, it's not that you're not getting paid for it, so you stop those things as soon as you walk out of the office. Carry on with these skills that you do in the office, or if you work outdoors or in schools or hospitals, wherever you work. These skills that you carry out on a day-to-day basis at work because you're getting paid for them, continue them when you walk through your front door at home. It doesn't mean it must stop just because you're at home and you're not getting paid money.
Exactly.
Calm down.
Take it down a notch bit.
So, next one.
You're picking this one this time.
I'm picking this one.
I remember. Mix it up. It's quite a small one.
Attraction followed by personality. I wasn't sure about this one at first. I felt I didn't want to come across as being shallow. And Jill said to me, no, Fia. This has to go in. And she gave me her reason, and I thought, actually, do you know what? She's right. So I think you should kick off with this one.
Okay. Point blank straight period. I just feel you're not going to talk to someone that you're not attracted to. It's just one of those things that something for you to have drawn your eye to that person, there's an attraction there. Like for you to say, oh yeah, I really like him because he's got a great personality. Did you see his personality first? Did you see her personality first? No, you didn't. Unless you were online dating, that's different. But even when you're online dating, first of all, you see the person's picture and you kind of think, I agree. Do you know what I mean? I feel attraction is very, very important, followed by personality. Before, I used to be like, oh, you know, if he has a great personality, then the attraction comes. I was wrong. I was lying. That's not true.
You wasn't lying. This when you were younger?
I was younger.
Yeah.
And now I'm older. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think attraction is kind of the first thing you see before someone's personality.
I do really, really agree with you. I really, really do. But I'm more of a personality person. I know attraction comes into it. Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Could you be with someone who had the best personality? I'm talking the best personality. But his looks were a bit...
You see, I can be. And you know, I might be contradicting myself with that statement then, but I can be. But there must have been something that I'm attracted to.
Yeah.
There must be that hint or something, you know, that glisten in your eye, the way your moustache was flickering. It could be anything. It's not necessarily that your eyebrows are looking slick, your suit was immaculate. No.
I like a nice suit.
You know what I mean? It might not be that. It might be that. Do you get what I'm saying? Attraction, I think there's a lot of things that fall under attraction. It's not only the way someone looks.
Oh, true. Because you could be attracted to their personality. Yeah, it's true.
But for me, attraction always comes from personality. I know I sound really, really, really shallow right now.
That's what I wanted to avoid.
I am not being shallow because I know for me, if someone approaches me, they obviously approached me because they saw something
in you.
In me, yeah. On my face.
No, I know it's true. It's true. When two people see each other, wherever they may meet, they're attracted to each other.
Exactly.
First of all, their personalities don't come out of their heads and attract
to each other.
And
this person. No, it doesn't work like that.
It is a visual attraction. So no, it is an important factor. The attraction is followed by personality.
Definitely.
I just thought that I'm more a personality person, which is why I took a little time getting around this one. But once you did explain it to me, and your reasons behind it, I did agree. So yeah.
See, like, it's not like I'm expecting the most drop dead gorgeous fella. You know, beautiful eyes, lovely complexion, chocolate.
Do you know what?
I'm not expecting. You know, that's not the first thing I see. You know, but.
I think what you just described, the chocolate, the this, the that, the this, the that sounds lovely. It really, really does. But I think those kind of people, whether it be a man or woman, are the people to watch out for. I think these people who look drop dead, like imagine the man who comes out the water with his pecs and the face is chiseled and the moustaches and the hair and this and this and this. Them men, but I'm chatting to men, so I'm going to talk about it from my perspective. Them men are the ones to watch out for. That's just what I think. There is one or two men that I know who are very, very attractive and have beautiful personalities, but I find that it's quite rare.
Yeah, I think it's very limited.
That sounds so horrible, doesn't it? But that's just from my experience, the people that I know, I find the drop dead gorgeous people or drop dead gorgeous men are the ones to look. They're the dangerous ones.
Yeah.
But there could be exceptions. If you're drop dead gorgeous man and you think you've got the best personality, leave us a comment down below. Correct us.
Correct us if we're wrong. But yeah.
Next one.
Next one.
It's your turn now, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, I'm on track. I'm on track.
Let me pick. I'm going to pick the shorter one. It's a funny thing because Thea's said that I'm already discussing this one, so that's great.
I'm leaving this one to you.
Intimacy, romance, and affection. I'm going to talk about romance and affection. Intimacy is very self-explanatory. You know, you want a partner that, you know, you're sexually attracted to, you know, can do flips and tricks in the bedroom.
Not just flips and tricks.
Nah, my partner needs to be doing flips and tricks in the bedroom.
You want to have the same sexual libido. So you don't want to be sex crazy and he's,
of course not.
Oh, I don't know, well, you know, the other way around. So that's just what I would add, having to be on the same sex libido.
And maybe one higher than the other, so the person can. Yeah, no, but then at least the person can teach you, and you can teach them.
But you can be at the same level and teach each other.
No, like what can you teach each other? I think you could teach each other if one is higher than the other. One is more sexually. Anyway,
we'll talk about this afterwards.
Yeah, digressing. But romance and affection. Romance and affection is very, very important. I think just your partner knowing the right time to compliment you, to like take you out, to like say, babe, put on your best dress. We're going out for dinner.
Can you imagine?
Get your heels on. You know, put that minx or whatever on. Hop in the car. You don't know where you're going. For me, that's romance.
That's right.
And we're not only saying, you know, romance is your partner taking you out for dinner. No, you can come home again, have a romantic dinner set up for you. Rose petals all everywhere, you know, a bit of Luther Vandross or Al Green playing in the background. You know, stuff like that. You know, candlelight, babes like in his suit or whatever. You know, that for me is romance. Just knowing, doing something that your partner would appreciate, and affection as well. Just the little compliments to say, hey, I know me, I tell you this very often, but you look very beautiful today.
My heart would just melt. My knees would just, ooh.
The inner freak might just come out that day.
Imagine.
But yeah, you get what we mean. But you know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's very important. That's it.
I was going to leave this for Jules to discuss, but I just have one little thing I want to say. I'll be quick. I remember maybe 5-6 years ago, I was at my cousin's house and we were all having we have these debates at my cousin's house sometimes.
I think I've been to one of them.
You didn't come to this one, I don't think.
Okay.
You've been to, remember the one last time?
Yeah. Oh God.
I'm not going to go into that
We're
one.
not going to go in that one.
Anyway, so this one a few years ago, one of my older cousins, a female, was asking the group, what do we think about birthday cards? And would we accept if our partner, our long-term partner, made us a birthday card, like, you know, got the card, folded the card over, got the pens and, you know, the print stick and all sorts. How would we feel? Now, it was a divided group. So what I found surprising was that a lot of the females didn't want this, you know, Blue Peter made up arts and craft card. But I would be, not every year. No, not every year. No way. And
not coming here, babe. Here you go.
And also, not with like the normal printer paper. He's got to go out and get the embossed card, you know, the nice stuff. I don't want no nonsense, but I think that would be really, really like a nice homemade card.
It's honestly the thought that counts. The whole process that you had to think about buying all this stuff to make this one card, because you know your partner's going to appreciate it, is what would make us even more happy to accept it. I think.
You know why I'm laughing?
Why?
I'm sitting there smiling because I'm thinking about makeshift card. I don't know why.
My God.
Oh, anyway.
Yeah. So it's your turn to pick. Actually, I love how you're shriveling in the bowl.
I've been shriveling. Look. I'll give it my own little shuffle.
Okay, like mine isn't good enough.
Are you ready for this one?
Yes.
Think about us in 20 to 30 years, not just now. So think about the long-term goals for the relationship, and you have to be reading off the same hymn sheet.
Definitely.
Do you mind if I go first?
Of course, go ahead.
My previous relationship, at the beginning, for the first year, I thought it was going fantastically well. I loved this. No, I didn't love him at the beginning. We met in the May, and by the January, I knew I loved him, right? I loved this man with all of my heart, right? And I really, really thought that we was on the same level, like this. Not even like this, same level. I really, really thought we were on the same level. And over the months, the years, I soon realised that we weren't. And I tried to, I think, not fake it, but try to overlook it. But I soon realised that you cannot overlook that. If you're not on the same level, where are you going to go? Like, you cannot be here and he or she be down there. It just cannot work. And I feel that I learned that not the hard way, but I felt I learned that in my previous relationship, that if you're not reading off the same hymn sheet, it just cannot work. No matter how much, I think this is more a female thing. I feel that men, I'm sorry to generalise, but I feel that men more so are down here whilst the female is up here. And I want to say to the females out there, if you feel this is happening in your relationship, just accept it and move on. Don't feel that you can change this person. Speak to them, of course, and really, really speak to them. Don't just give up. But if after speaking it becomes apparent that you're not going to get to the same level, then it's time for you to move on. Now, I speak to the females, female to female. But if any man is out there listening and he feels that he's up here and she's down there, it's time to move on. It's so much more devastating than trying to paper over this imbalance. You might as well accept it. And if that person cannot get up to where you are quick enough, or is not willing to get up there quick enough, is he really the person, or is she really the person that you want in your life? And I learned that he's not.
Coming off of what Thea's just said, just actually bringing back some memories. I'm not gonna cry on camera or anything, but I was exactly the same. My previous relationship, I was kind of up here and he was down there, but then he would give me false hope, like to say like, I really do care for you. One day it would be, I really care for you, Jules. And you know, I want to be in a relationship. And then the next day it will be a different ball game. And that in itself can send you into emotional turmoil. You know, you've got yourself thinking so many different things, and that is not good for your emotional state. And I definitely agree with Thea. Get away from that. You know, if you're not reading off the same hymn sheet, then let it go, because it's not worth you destroying your kind of emotional state for another relationship. Because you know, in another relationship you end up putting up your guard up, because you don't know what that person's going to offer you, and that's from a previous relationship destroying your mental state. So again, let it go. But I'm going to talk about thinking about us in 20 or 30 years, and not just now. I'm 26, going to be 27 this year. I'm looking for a partner for the long run, and potentially go into marriage. I feel like my days of casually dating, of having fun, are over. I'm ready to settle down. So, and for me, I feel like I'm looking for a partner who is thinking about us in 20 years' time. You know, I'm not gonna sit on my first day and say, so you know, what are we in this for? So where do you see us in 20 years? No, that will send a guy running. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when we, you know, realize that we like each other, we want to take it further, we want to go into a relationship. Then, you know, the question will arise of, you know, what are we doing? Where do you see us in the next 20 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 20, 30 years? You know, if the person says, actually, I see myself in the next 20, 30 years married, then all good. Do you know what I mean? But if it's like, oh, well, I still want to play around, I want to do this, I want to do that, you're not on the same path. You need to let that go real quick. And it's very important, like, for example, you know, children, you know, where you're gonna live. There's so many things to think about. It's not just your relationship, it's so many other things. So it's very, 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 very important to just not think in the now. And I feel a lot of the time, like, a lot of people live in this YOLO lifestyle. You only live once. Yeah, you do only live once, but tomorrow is coming. If you ain't dead tomorrow, you've got to think about tomorrow.
Joe, I'm just thinking about how hard it is just to let go if you feel you're in a situation. It's so hard.
I know it is.
It's so hard, but think about the long run. Think about the long-term goal. Think about...
And just think about yourself.
Yeah.
I know it sounds very, 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 very selfish, but you have to think about yourself.
In that situation,
yeah,
you've got to think about yourself.
Because that can mentally mess you up. And emotionally. Like, you know, you spend weeks on weeks crying, like, oh,
weeks on weeks, months on months.
Okay, true, months on months. But it will slowly go down from every day to maybe every other day.
It gets easier.
Yeah, it does get easier. But in that moment of time, you think to yourself, how am I gonna get over this? But eventually, with time, you do. But it's very, very important. Same sheet.
And if you're not, sorry.
And you don't want to end up in a relationship where you're not benefiting from it, and there's no long-term goal.
Definitely, I agree. Next one?
Yeah. That was a bit of a Debbie Downer one, wasn't it?
It was. I think I was just thinking about previous relationships.
I know. Me too. But we're thinking some kind of way.
We have to move on.
Okay.
We have to move on. Next one.
Oh, You know that it's me to pick this time.
Yes.
Wow. This one's a bit of a chunky one. Ooh.
Is it my favourite one?
It's your favourite one. Okay, this one is a bit...
This is my number one fave. We've already had my number two fave, but this is my number one fave.
This is her number one fave. Be my biggest critic, but also my biggest fan. We got some points under here. So be my cheerleader, but also my coach. Criticize me when needed. Don't make everything pretty and a bed of roses. Knowing when to do that, outside versus inside. Pull me up when needed. And we as females need to accept this and not attack our partners. So Thea J, obviously this is your favourite, so I'm going to let you run with this one.
I absolutely love this one. Being my biggest critic, but also my biggest fan. I remember speaking about this. Jules came up with a fantastic analogy. Be my coach, but also my cheerleader. I absolutely love that. I want to, what I just said. But try not to repeat. Are you not listening?
I wasn't listening.
Okay, start again then. Can you listen to what I'm saying?
Okay, can I? Okay.